You don't always have to spend a fortune to make your home look like you did. Buyers respond emotionally to presentation, and the right couple $1,000s of improvements can really feel like $10,000 when you do those improvements strategically. As a real estate agent that's been at this for 18 years, I know by observing a buyer when they walk into a home and they immediately say, wow, or their eyes sort of get wide, the first impressions matter. And the good news is that you don't have to spend a ton of money to make a great first impression. So let me show you how we can spend just a couple $1,000s, give or take, to get 3 to 5 to maybe even 7 times the impact for that money. So how can we spend a couple $1,000s and get $10,000 worth of value from what a buyer is willing to pay? So when buyers walk through a home, they're comparing it. Even if not subconsciously, they're comparing it to the homes that they've seen, whether it's online or in person, and they're not calculating costs necessarily. They're just responding to the perception of how they feel. Is this orderly, neat, put together, presentable? Does it smell good? Or is it chaotic, cluttered, messy, smells awful? Those things are all going on in the back of their mind as they're walking through homes. And so a clean, bright, and cohesive home feels like it's been cared for, where something that's a mess will give buyers a bad impression. All right, so here's the $2,000 game plan. Let's start with paint. And really, I'm thinking that you're going to put in some sweat equity to this. It would be hard to pay retail contractor costs for these things and get in below $2,000. I guess it depends on the size of the home, but you get the idea. So a few gallons of Sherwin-Williams, maybe Alabaster or Greek Villa, go a long way. And beyond that, that fresh paint smell makes people feel like they're home. It's kind of like a new car smell. It just puts people in a different mindset. Second thing, light fixtures and bulbs. If your fixtures are at all dated or not working or not providing great light, go ahead and find Home Depot, Lowe's. It doesn't have to be expensive, but update those light fixtures to something modern, clean, and simple. As far as curb appeal goes, I'd suggest making sure you've got fresh mulch, maybe a few flowers, trim the bushes, cut the grass, edge, weed eat. Make it look like you care and somebody lives there, even if the house is vacant or if the yard was previously a mess. The other thing that you can do that provides a quick and easy boost for a buyer and their perception of the home is to paint the front door and just improve the entryway, whatever that may mean. Add some flowers, make sure the paint's clean on the house, even if you're not painting the whole house. Just make sure that the entryway is really clean and presentable. Last but not least, hardware and then the other little details. So doorknobs, cabinet pulls, hinges, those things, if they're dated and you've done all of the other improvements, can stick out like a sore thumb. So I would go ahead and replace those as well with something modern and simple. And the key is that we're not really improving the house. All of your doorknobs and walls probably worked just fine before we changed the knobs and painted the walls. We're improving the way a buyer feels about the house, and that is worth money, real money in the real estate marketplace. And so giving this local application in Northeast Florida, especially for homes between say $300,000 and $700,000, these things are meaningful. In today's market, depending on the location of the home, you're competing against new construction where everything is new. And so you need to put your best foot forward. All of that said, if you're thinking about selling, even in the distant future, and want an opinion on what you should do or shouldn't do as you prepare for the market, feel free to just text or email me a few pictures of the house. And I can take a look and give some thoughts on, hey, here's how you could simply get these things done to prepare for when you do decide to sell. And if you're doing that, my number is 904-405-1995, or you can email me, jeff@pursuitrealestate.com. Take care.